Welcome back, guys, to week 3 of Scene of the Week. This week, we're going to change things up a little bit. After doing 2 scenes from 2 different movies, we decided to switch it up a little bit, do something a little different. So this week, we are going to be taking a look at the YouTube creator named Daniel Schiffer, and he is known for his epic B-roll compilations, for stuff like making food, as well as really anything kind of. I definitely recommend checking out his channel. He's a really great creator, and puts out really cool and just like really cool and juicy content. So this week we're going to be looking at one of how he shoots handheld B-roll videos, and we're going to be focusing on the first 30 seconds of that clip, which is going to be his final product. And we are going to do our own. And I think what's cool about this is that we can get creative and shoot our own stuff. So without further ado, let's play the video.
So I think the scene will definitely be interesting for me because I've never done anything sort of related to B-roll, and I'm just kind of getting into the world of film and like the world of directing and making actors, move around. So I think I was into that, and now this is something new, so it's even more of a challenge. Um, but I think the most interesting part about it is, like Jake said before we played the video, depending like we could be using anywhere from like it could be anywhere from like a morning like cooking routine to it doesn't even have to be food. It could be really anything. Like you could go
Yeah,
outside, go into nature, and you know just kind of
exactly.
get some shots.
I think, Jed, like you said about directing, if you actually watch the video, what's so interesting is that, like, yeah, it seems like so short, but like they spent like so long filming that. And like
Yeah, that's a good point.
he was directing that like girl's hand motions for like
Yeah,
every little thing. She was like, all right, you're gonna go like with the
yeah. So
he
it is the
showed
same sort of thing.
yeah, with like the
You're right.
mango that she like rolled across the table. He was like, you're gonna roll it, pick it up, and then like go like that. And they shot it like
Yeah,
3 or
yeah,
4 times, probably even more. Um, so there definitely is a lot of direction that is needed for these types of videos, and I think that's kind of cool.
hmm
It's done a different way. It's more reliant on, way more reliant on camera movement and
yeah. The
relating
camera.
to what the
Yeah,
actors are doing. I guess like you could say that every film is like that, but in this way, like the way the knife was like cutting in and the camera was almost like rolling with the
yeah.
motion.
Exactly.
And I think that's like it's more, that is more, way more like mood establishing compared to other films, like
Yeah,
camera shake, obviously, like
yeah,
almost like a sense of jitteriness and like urgency, and like smooth camera motion like creates a sense of like calm, like smooth, like everything's all right.
yeah,
But I think here, like, you can do so much with the camera that like you wouldn't really do necessarily in like a movie, if that makes sense.
yeah. I
um
think it's a good contrast from last week where the dialogue was like weighed really heavily, I think. Although like the cinematography and like the shots we were getting were very important. I think this week it'll be even more important.
yeah, I think
Um
so too.
and that's the fun part about it.
And this is going to be way more reliant on, like, I think music too and sound. Like
Yeah.
you don't really notice it at
Because
first, but
there's
like,
not much going on.
yeah, a lot of like the sound is what sells it. And I don't really know. I'm gonna like pull off a YouTube like grain
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
falling, or like knife blades just like ringing
Mhm.
or something. I don't know, but yeah, we'll see. I think it'll be a fun video to do, something new to try. Um, and yeah, like this is a completely different like realm from what we've been doing, and I think it'll only like enhance our own like cinematography and like filmmaking skills. So with
Yeah,
that
for
said,
sure.
I think, do you have anything else to say about it? I think
No,
I
I think that's
have
it.
have said everything. All right,
We'll
cool.
give him an intro when we get back and play
Yeah.
the videos from there.
All right. Stay tuned. We'll be back in a couple seconds with our own videos. Thanks for tuning in. See ya.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
I loved it. I thought no, I thought you did a really good job of no, I mean not that we were going for like a representation of what what's his name again? Is it
Daniel
Daniel
Schiffer.
Schiffer? Yeah, what Daniel Schiffer did, but I think
Danny.
you did a good job with the swipes and like the camera work, which is something that although you guys haven't seen my film yet, I definitely need to work on that.
um, no, yeah, I was like, I found, I was like, as I was going, I almost had a plan initially in my head of what I
Mhm.
wanted the first few shots to look like. And in a way, I almost, it started taking so long to nail the shots, and I was just kind of getting frustrated. So at the end, some of the shots got a little shaky. So at the beginning, I use like the motion
Yeah,
blur to kind of blur the cut between two shots, but the motion between them was the same. So like the first shot of my mom with the avocado, and like when she comes down on the table, when she comes down on the table with it, the camera goes below the countertop and then whips down to her with the knife. So
yeah, I thought that was really cool.
that was staged, and then after that, I didn't necessarily forget to do that, but I almost wasn't thinking about it as much, where I had to create my own transitions that
Hmm.
looked almost seamless and that created that like motion blur, if you will.
Yeah,
So I spent some time on YouTube, like looking up different techniques on how to do that. So I've done the Zoom transition before, and that was
yeah,
fun to like learn more tricks about. And then that kind of pan motion one where it
hmm,
blurs out into the next
like the
shot.
sort of swipe.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah,
I looked up how to do that on YouTube, and that was really helpful. And I thought I think I got a little carried away with it. I started using it like back to back to back, but
yeah,
it's just trial and error. And
mm,
I think it turned out pretty well. And next time, like I know that what I need to do is honestly kind of just do what I was doing, but with every single shot and have a plan and how it's going to
yeah,
look in the
exactly.
end.
Yeah.
Um, and almost storyboard it for sure.
Mhm. Yeah. No, I think my favorite shot was the one where your mom was like cutting into the avocado and you like as she was like cutting around, you kind of moved the camera
Yeah.
the direction she was cutting, like clockwise too.
Yeah.
Along with that, I thought that was really clever.
With with that shot, I remember I was asking my mom, like, how do
Mhm.
you do this? Like what do you do? So she
Yeah.
said she kind of scoops up and then flips down. So I kind of wanted to follow her hand. So I was just kind of standing there. And I would have used my gimbal, but that kind of would have been cheating because it is
Yeah.
a handheld B-roll challenge. But I think my gimbal has like a vortex mode where it can like turn the camera much
Oh, really?
easier. But I was trying to like spin the camera and then like come down with
Yeah.
it. Um,
Yeah.
as it went. And I think it was a little shaky. And if I had After Effects on my computer, I probably could have stabilized it a bit. But
Yeah.
it was an extra step that I didn't think was extremely necessary for this.
Yeah. For some, I was changing the speed on a lot of the clips, and I guess I can't change with the speed tool I was using, like the speed ramping. I don't think I can use that and the warp stabilizer in Premiere. That's
Oh,
what it was
really?
telling me. So
Interesting. The warp stabilizer has always given me some issues.
yeah.
It doesn't really turn out the best. Have you seen the Dr. Dre, kind of off topic, but have you seen the Dr. Dre Beats commercial where like the
Uh,
camera is focused
oh,
exactly
is it
on the
just the
ear?
beats in the air by themselves? Is that a commercial or no? I might be
It's the
thinking.
one where LeBron is like working out and you can see like the headphone or the earbud is directly centered in the shot the entire time.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
it's
But
because
like the motion tracking. I
yeah,
haven't seen the commercial, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
yeah. A lot of people like to use that After Effects feature
Mhm.
because it doesn't warp stabilizer. What it does is it literally sometimes three-dimensionally bubbles your shot to
Yeah.
almost look like it's not moving, but
Yeah.
it ends up looking like if your shot was like a piece of paper or like a piece of latex, it looked like it like blew it up with air. It looks weird sometimes. So I don't, and it also like crashes my computer sometimes. So
Yeah.
um I haven't I'm not a big fan of the warp, but again, kind of off topic.
Yeah. No, I get that. All right. On to our second video. Nice job, Jake.
All right, word. All right. All right. Just
Um,
watched Mr. Jed's.
yeah. Yeah. So I think that Jake he definitely went for like the camera technique more, I think, and like the swiping. And I went more for like I don't even notice, like just like the sequential part of it.
Yeah, the
It was like,
process.
yeah, it was more about, I don't know. I think like some of my camera shots definitely could have been a little more dynamic, and like I could have, like Daniel Shiver did, like with the swipe down and then continue down, like from the cabinet and stuff like that. But it
Yeah.
was a little bit more challenging because my dad was making cookies,
Yeah.
and there wasn't really much cutting. It was more of like using a bowl and sort of pouring things. So I tried to make it a little bit satisfying with
Yeah.
all the measuring of the salt, or not, sorry, not the salt, the flour and the sugar and the chocolate chips and stuff like that.
No, I like the shot. The whisk that got me. That was so funny.
Yeah,
He puts the whisk and he's kind
yeah.
of like he's almost trying to look into the camera and
Yeah. No, I definitely was. I slowed that down. So I was more, for mostly every clip, I was like some sort of speed ramping. So I
yeah.
focused more on that, like sort of the post production instead of the actual camera
Mhm.
angles, I guess. But
Yeah.
there were some scenes where I like was taking one, like the vanilla. I was like taking one shot and then like changed to side shot.
Yeah.
And yeah, I definitely not shouldn't have, but I think I could have relied less on post production and had, like you said, like planned out the what kind of shots I wanted to get.
Yeah. You and me both. I
Yeah.
think I loved the shot of the flower too with like the scrape, and the camera like followed this hand as like the scraper stood still and it like
Yeah.
stuck with it. So like it was almost more like that. But
Yeah.
yeah, I liked that shot a lot. And of course, like I think was it coconut that he used?
Yeah, it was.
I don't know why that one stood out to me a lot for sure.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. No, yeah.
Yeah, I think what Daniel did that's so much better than both of us is editing to the music and literally
Yeah.
the action. I mean, I really tried to edit to the music, but
Yeah.
I think my cuts were more on beat. But like Daniel's action, like
Yeah,
when the
exactly.
bass dropped,
He'd like pound it as
yeah,
the bass
when the
was
bass dropped, like the cucumber hit the table, and then when the next like beat hit, like the knife came down.
Yeah. The one really cool thing I noticed about his is he was like pouring the honey and he'd have like the word honey come across the screen in yellow. I don't know if you noticed that. It was like for
Yeah, I
hours.
did.
And
I tried,
he did that once more with something else.
yeah.
That was a cool effect.
I tried to also look into fire transitions. Like there was one shot where it went from I forget what the first shot was,
I remember what you're talking about though.
but I forget what the first shot was, but I loved how he transitioned from that to the
Yeah.
opening of the avocados with the fire. And I tried to look at YouTube like fire transitions like with a green screen that I could not see out, but it didn't end up working the way I
Yeah.
wanted it to. But I thought that was sweet. But yeah, definitely like makes you like after spending like 3 to 4 hours like editing this and like another hour and a half filming,
I know, same here.
you really think like, damn, like this guy knows what he's doing, and like
Yeah,
these guys,
exactly.
like
He's been doing this for
they know what they're
while.
doing, and like you kind of overlook it, like oh my god, that was a really good video, but like it's 30. His was 30 seconds long, and he probably put like this same amount of time, if not more, into it. Probably less, honestly, because he knows what he's
Yeah,
doing.
he knows what he's doing, but
He has
to
his process.
to get to that point, I'm sure it
Yeah,
took him hours and hours practice.
exactly. But yeah, I think this is a fun episode. My sister was definitely glad she got a little break for
Yeah,
this one.
same with my actors.
Yeah, my mom was kind of stoked like on the final product. She was like,
Yeah.
"You film me making more food," and I'm like, "This was really hard. I don't know if I want to keep
Yeah.
doing this on a regular."
No, I liked escaping though from the norm, and
Yeah,
maybe
definitely.
we can either get back to that next week or think of even something else to do in
Yeah,
the future. I like that though, B-roll, and then I mean it all has to do with like the camera work. I'd say
exactly.
this was
I,
even more important.
I think the common theme from all 3 weeks is that planning is key, and knowing what you're going to do and having a plan going into the shooting process is really important.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right. I think
All right,
that
awesome.
concludes our episode for the week. But we will
Yes,
see you guys next Wednesday, potentially next Friday, depending on when our Professor Kelman might have switched the due date up on us. We're not sure yet, but
yeah, guys, stay tuned. Thanks for watching number 3 scene of the week. This is Jake Jordan and Jed signing off. Like and subscribe.
Don't like and subscribe. Reverse psychology.
Yeah, don't do that.
Don't do that. You wouldn't want to.
All right. See you guys. Thanks for watching.
Peace.